All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechach Kodesh. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that are doing this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yala from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And I came across this video right here. It says why America is the last superpower. Now, this is one, a prideful statement, and two, also a condemning statement. Okay, because indeed America is the last superpower, aka Babylon the Great, because Yahweh Shai is about to come back and destroy this place, and there will never be another heathen rulership again. Okay, Yahweh Shai will have a perpetual rulership forever and ever and ever. Okay, so these people, these Americans, they're full of pride. Out of everything going on in the world right now, these people still think that that their kingdom is going to last forever, you know, and that's which I'm gonna get it. But let me start off with a quick precept. I'm gonna go to Psalms 49 and 11. This is Psalms 49 and 11. And it says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And, you get all the kingdoms that they conquer, they put their name on it. Like Africa is named after Cyprios Africanus, Amerigos Vespucci, so they put their names in the lands that the Lord already had given names to, you see? But moreover than that, they don't think that their rulership is ever going to come to an end. All right, and this is the pride of Esau Edom, not realizing that you're gonna go out with a wonderful, an amazing destruction. Okay, the destruction that is gonna that's gonna fall upon Babylon is going to be told in the kingdom for thousands of years. Okay? And the story is never going to get old of how these wicked people got destroyed by the Lord by thermonuclear fire, thinking that their kingdom was going to last forever and ever and ever. Okay? So I have this video here, and I'm going to go ahead and play it. And just pay attention to what these devils are saying. They really think that America is going to continue forever. But the scriptures say otherwise. America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. It's going to fall apart from the inside out. The Lord is going to set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and sedition is going to be upon America, which is already in the works right now. Okay, the Egyptian against the Egyptian and the sedition. In addition to that, there's going to be a thermonuclear war and attacks from all of the other nations, because as you're going to see in this video, they think that America is an impregnable fortress that cannot be penetrated. But unfortunately, that's not what the scriptures say. The scripture says that America indeed will be penetrated and destroyed by thermonuclear fire. All right? So without further ado, here you go. Not that one, this one. Why is that even on there?
Have been waiting for it to collapse for 100 years. America. People have been waiting for it to collapse for 100 years. They said it after Vietnam, after 9/11, after every war, every crisis, every headline. Yet every time the smoke clears, the flag is still standing. Why? Because this story isn't about luck or politics. It's about land. The kind of land that makes power almost impossible to lose. You can't build that. You can't copy that. You either have it or you don't. So let's break this down. Why America isn't just a superpower, it's the final one. And why every other nation, no matter how loud it roars, is playing on harder mode. Because in this game, the map decides the winner. long before the war even begins. Everyone keeps asking one question. Is America falling? You've heard it 100 times. The debt, the politics, the chaos. But history doesn't care about drama. It cares about land. And America's land was built differently. Every great empire had one thing: geography on its side. Rome had the Mediterranean. Britain had the seas. And the United States? It got everything in one package. 2 giant oceans to guard it. Rich soil to feed it, deep rivers to move everything across it, and no real enemies next door. While other countries fight to survive, America was born in peace, protected by water, fed by rivers, and shielded by mountains. It's not luck.
You hear these devils? America was born in peace. You hear that shit? That just goes to show you how prideful these devils are. What about 400 years of slavery? Is that peace? What about you going around and you slaughtering the Native Americans? Was that peace? And that's a spirit that I paused it right here. When the continent is red, because that's showing the blood that was spilt on this land. While you sit up here talking about America was founded in peace, you know. But let's listen on a little bit more.
Its design: a natural fortress sitting in the middle of the richest land on Earth. That's why no one has ever conquered it, and no one ever will. But what makes this land so powerful?
America will not be conquered, it will be destroyed. Okay? This wicked ass land that has been poisoned by Esau Edom will be destroyed from both sea to shining seas. Okay? And these people that you're saying are peaceful, no. America has made enemies by those countries that are round about it. Okay? So what this, these prideful ass Edomites ain't talking about is America can be invaded from the top and America can be invaded from the bottom. There's literally a land bridge from South America going into Mexico all the way up into America. You can literally walk from here all the way up into America. Okay? So no, it's not impregnable. That's just what they want to believe.
Let's open the map. To the east, the Atlantic. To the west, the Pacific. 2 oceans wider than any army could cross. They don't just protect America, they feed it. Every coast is filled with deep water ports, natural harbors that make trade easy and cheap. New York, Boston, Seattle, Los Angeles. These cities didn't just appear. The land itself built them. Then there's the inside, the Mississippi River system. The greatest transport network ever created by nature. It connects 31 states, moving food, fuel, and steel like blood through a body. It's so smooth, so flat, that a barge can move a ton of cargo for almost nothing. Most countries dream of rivers like these. America has thousands of miles of them, all connected. And when those rivers meet the Gulf of Mexico, they open straight into the global trade routes. No mountains blocking, no frozen ports, just open access to the world. That's not just good geography, that's a permanent advantage, because geography doesn't retire, it doesn't go bankrupt, it just keeps working. And that's where America's real story begins. Power doesn't start with money, it starts with food, because hungry nations can't build anything. America grows more food than it can eat. From the cornfields of Iowa to the plains of Kansas, the land is flat, rich, and endless. It's why the Midwest is called the world's breadbasket. It doesn't just feed Americans, it feeds allies. That means in war or peace, the US can outlast anyone. No drought can starve it, no blockade can cut it off, no invasion can choke its supply lines. Add in oil from Texas, gas from Alaska, coal from Wyoming, and you get a nation that powers itself, literally. While other countries depend on imports, America can close its borders and still survive. That's a luxury almost no other nation has. Self-sufficiency is the greatest hidden weapon in history. It wins wars before they start, and it gives America something every empire dreams of: independence. That independence powers everything that comes next. Every empire meets its rival, but every rival has a weakness, carved by its own land. China's trapped behind the Pacific. Its coastline is boxed in by Japan, Taiwan, and the Philippines. 80% of its oil comes through one narrow line, the Strait of Malacca. Block it, and China goes dark. Russia? Too flat, too cold, too far from everything that matters. Invaders have marched to Moscow twice because there's nothing to stop them. Its ports freeze half the year. Its trade routes run through enemies. Europe looks rich, but it's a patchwork of borders, languages, and egos. It can't fight as one. It can't grow as one. America. People have been waiting for it to collapse for 100.
So you get the gist of that, right? They think that, America is just this place that's just impregnable. All right. And this is the mindset of a lot of Edomites out here. Elder Apostle Gabar did a video about, there's this cat is proud to be a colonizer. Hell yeah. You know, and he was saying that he was saying that in his video. Talking about being proud, talking about all the things that these Edomites did. That brought them into power, but everything was stolen by Jake. Okay, literally everything that he was mentioning. So we're gonna go to the book of Obadiah. I'll go to the book of Obadiah, 1, of course, 1. It's only one book, but 1 and 3, and it says, "The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" You see, and as you're listening to this video, you see that's exactly the mindset of these damn devils over here. They don't think anybody can take them out. They think that their land that they have the perfect advantage as far as geography is concerned. They think they have superior weaponry. They think that they can have everything that they need to keep the whole world in submission. But I'm here to tell you, you're not. The Lord is the one that's going to take you out. Okay? Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to take you out. Okay? The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Okay? Your own pride has tricked you into believing that that you cannot be taken out. Okay? Which is absolutely not true, because there's one way for certain you can be taken out, and that's by those thermonuclear missiles. Okay? So as the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high. You got all these big high rises, and all of these apartments, 22 stories, 30 stories, 40 stories up, these big tall buildings and stuff. Okay? Because you're a cave dweller. So your natural habitat is in the places that are high in the caves and the rocks. Because that's where you feel comfortable. Okay? In them big tall ass buildings. All right? And that said in his heart, who shall bring me down? You don't think that anybody's going to be able to take you out. And the Lord is doing it right before your eye. He's taking you out right before your eye. It says, though thy exalt themselves as an eagle. Now, if you know anything about the eagle, it's the bird that flies the highest. And if there's another bird in the sky that is trying to fly as high or higher than the eagle will attack it. Okay, and that's it. And this was a perfect a reference to the spirit and mind of Esau Edom. Because if anybody else trying to, like, you have these other countries like Libya, for instance, who tried to establish their own currency and control and nationalize their resources, they got taken out. Why? Because you were trying to put yourself in a position that could have been equal or even higher than the position of the centralized bankers over here in America. Okay? So guess what they do? They attack you. And that's one of many instances. Look at what's happening in Burkina Faso. How they're throwing all the colonizers out because they realize that these devils never have their good interest at heart. They always want to come over there and steal their resources. Okay? And if you try to use your resources for yourself, they send military over there to take you out or to destabilize your government, or the people are being oppressed. Hey, every the people are being oppressed here in America. People can't pay their bills here. People are homeless here. You know, people can't afford food here. You know, but you want to go give humanitarian aid to those other nations for what? For a reason to go into their countries and steal their resources. And if they will not allow this through your democracy, what do? You send military. Okay, you stage coups. All right, and it says, "Though thy exalt thyself as an eagle, and set thy nest among the stars." There's a movie called Elysium where they put a satellite in low orbit in Earth on Earth, and the rich set there, and that's what he wants to do. And he got his little satellites and things of that nature that are in low orbit. They can't go through the Van Halen belt, so they can't get into what they call outer space. But he does have a technology way high up. Okay, so he set his nest among the stars, and it says, "Thence I will bring thee down," saith the Lord. So that's who's going to take you out. The Lord is going to be the one to take your ass out, Esau. All right, because you are the wicked. You're the evil on the earth. All right. So you will be punished. You will be taken out. You're not gonna survive this. Okay. Uh, yeah, Salakia. All right. So we're gonna go to Isaiah 47 because there's so many precepts to show that the Lord is going to take Esau, eat him out. It says, this is Isaiah 47 and 1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, or daughter of the Chaldees." Now think about that right there. That's a very powerful statement right there. O daughter of the Chaldees. Who on the earth right now is committing the same atrocities as the Chaldees? Cannibalism, all right, ritualistic sacrifice, child, graping, right? So all of these things are happening, and the Chaldees who were Hamites were doing the same thing. Okay, it says, "For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." And what do you see now? The other nations they hate America. They hate Americans, right? So you see the world turning on America. Okay, and they looking at it. It's like this thing ain't tender and delicate. This is a damn whore, a trollop, straight fish. Okay, that's what America is, and these other nations don't want to deal with America anymore, right? It says, "Take the millstone, grind the meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers," and that's the metaphor for this man being exposed. Okay, all of his hidden things are being exposed. The leg represents strength because the leg is the strongest part of your body. Okay, so when you make bare the leg, you're revealing your most the strongest part of your body. You're making it bare. You're stripping it down. Okay, your leg and your thighs; those are the two strongest parts of your body. All right. It says, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered." All right. And those are all the things all the shame that Esau has been hiding. It says, "Yea, thy shame shall be seen." Right. "I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." So on top of these thermonuclear missiles hitting the earth, pelting America, you're also going to have Yahweh Shai come in with that concentrated fire. All right. So for you to sit there and say that America it can't be destroyed, are you out of your mind? There's a missile called 61. Let's just get that. Let's see if I can find that missile. See if I can find that real quick. Yeah, this is the video that I want right here.
China's policy is very clear. China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot. China will never allow the United States to launch a war against China, conventional or nuclear, without suffering devastating consequences. If you have not watched the Victory Day parade in Beijing on September the 3rd, one of the weapons China demonstrated, we call it 61, because it can contain 60 nuclear warheads. China's policy is very clear. China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot. China will never allow the United States to launch a war against China, conventional or nuclear, without suffering devastating consequences. If you have not watched the Victory Day parade in Beijing on September the 3rd, one of the weapons China demonstrated, we call it 61, because it can contain 60 nuclear warheads plus one hydrogen bomb. Now, in the world of today, let me tell you, which country has hydrogen bomb? China is the only country with hydrogen bomb. And that ICBM can cover every corner of the world in less than 20 minutes and destroy any target in any corner of the world without any possibility of being intercepted. I hope Washington has learned the lesson. If you want to have war, you will get war. If you want to destroy China, you will be destroyed. If you want to impose nuclear war on China, you will be wiped out by nuclear war. This is very serious.
All right. So you heard that, right?
China's policy is very clear. China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire.
All right. Now you see that, right? He said anywhere in the world, because that ICBM missile travels really, really fast. I think it's like, let me just look at it. How many times faster than sound does an ICBM missile travel? It says it travels 20 to 25 times faster than the speed of sound. Okay? That's how fast these missiles travel. That's faster than a damn bullet. Okay? This is the technology that these people have. Okay? Now, I'm gonna go to Job, because y'all think that boots on the ground military conquest is the only way that America is going to be destroyed, because America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. This is the book of Job 20 and 24. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. And what does that sound like? Doesn't that sound like it says a glittering? It says it's the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Let's see what that gall is. Let's look at that. Let's see what that is. Let's get that definition. Mir o Ra.
Strong's H 4846. Merorah. Merorah.
So it says bitter thing, gall, poison, gallbladder. Okay, so it didn't really give us. It didn't give me what I was looking for. Okay. To be bitter, to show bitter, to make bitter, to make bitter. to enrage, to be strong. But that's a silo. At the end of the day, that's a missile silo that is, referencing. Because a missile silo holds the nuclear missile. Okay, so yeah. So, and just to back that up, we're gonna go to the book of Joel, chapter 2, and it says, start at the top. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound the alarm in the holy mountain. Let the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations." So this isn't talking about an actual group of people. All right, this is talking about thermonuclear missiles. And let's read the description so we can prove that. We're about to read the description of that. All right, so going when we brought up that Job 20 and 24, okay, this is a description of that. It says, verse 3, it says, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is a garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape." You see that? Nothing shall escape. All right. So this is how your precious America is going to be destroyed. Give me 1 second. It says, "The appearance of them is as horses and horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of a chariot on the top of the mountains, shall they leap, like the noise of a flame that devoured stubble, as a strong people set in battle array." So these missiles are going to be fired in unison. Okay, and the spirit of the Lord is going to be in it. So these they're going to hit their target. It says, "Before the face people shall be pained, all faces shall gather blackness." People they're gonna see the missiles coming, and they're gonna be through. They're gonna, oh, because it ain't gonna be no escape. Verse 7, "They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one his way, and they shall not break their ranks." Okay? So when these missiles get shot off, the spirit of the Lord is gonna guide these missiles with perfect precision to hit the main target, which is America. Okay? It says, verse 8, it says, "Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path." Wherever that target is, they're going to go straight for it. "And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded." All right? So there you go. That's thermonuclear destruction right there in the scriptures. Okay? What can cause something to be a desolate wilderness after it hits something? Before them is a Garden of Eden, and after them is a desolate wilderness. That's instant thermonuclear destruction. So what is this guy talking about? America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. It has to be. It's done too much wickedness. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah. What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? Wasn't Sodom and Gomorrah burnt with fire for all of the abominations that they had committed? And America has done way more than Sodom and Gomorrah. And the Lord considered that place to be wicked. And America has done much, much more. You got to think, you got over 400 years of slavery and Jim Crow. You just start there. You know, the delectable Negro, they were eating people, still doing it to this day. You know, all the hangings and lynchings. You know, they used to have the sons. That's where the word motherfucker comes from. The word motherfucker comes from slavery. A lot of people don't know that. Okay, that was because the sons, they used to put bags over the son's head, and the sons would bang their moms, their sisters, their aunties, so they can be bred. Okay, so they can have more babies. And this is what Esau used to do. Then they used to eat the children, feed them the gator babies, derbies, dose, all type of wickedness. Okay, and then we come to find out with the new Steam files that done came through, all of the wickedness that they've been doing. This is just what we know they've been doing. What they've been in control. These people have been in control for hundreds of years. So just imagine the wickedness that's not even told about. That only the Lord know. Only the Lord done seen. This is why the destruction of Babylon the Great is going to be so great, so spectacular, because of all of the wickedness that has been committed on this soil, on this land, and going into other nations and destroying their and killing their children and their families and destabilizing their nations. You don't think that you got to pay for that? Of course you do. Okay, the Lord is going to destabilize this place from the inside and then destroy this place from the outside, man. All right. So I'm gonna go to the book of Psalms 50. 50 and 21. And it says, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I altogether shall altogether such and one as thyself, but I will reprove thee." Okay, the Lord is going to reprove thee, and set them in order right before thine eyes. Okay, so the Lord is he's gonna. That's what you're seeing with the men out there on the highways and the byways. Okay, and the Lord is in the process of reproving you right now. So I'm gonna go back to it because there was another precept in Obadiah that I wanted to get. This is Obadiah 1:16. It says, "For ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they have not been." All right, and this is one of those scriptures that's explicitly talking about Esau Edom. Okay, because when you go down to 18, you're gonna get put out the world because you can't have that wickedness exist. You can't give that thing another opportunity to take root. The spirit of the serpent is going to get taken out of the earth forever and ever. All right. Now, just so you don't think that just so you think that don't think that the word missile ain't in the scriptures. Let's go to Ephesians 6:16. This is Ephesians 6:16. It says, "Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherein you should be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked." Okay, now that was a very specific statement. He says to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. All right, and that shield of faith is what's going to get you up on the chariot, so you can pass over all of this destruction. All right. So when you go to the word fire, the word dart is belos or belos.
Strong's G 956. Belos. Belos.
And this is from the
Thayer's
Greek.
Lexicon, second entry. Belane. Belane.
All right. So this word from the Greek means a missile, dart, javelin. So it is in the scriptures. America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. Okay, I could get many scriptures that show how this place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. All right. So I got one more. Revelation 9. Oh, I got a couple more. 9 and 16. And it says, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. Okay. Now, when you go back to this video, when he's talking about 61, they got a bunch of those missiles because each one of those nuclear missiles, he got 61 warheads on them. Each one of those warheads is a missile. All right. And if they got 10,000 of those missiles, right, that's 600,000 warheads right there. Now you multiply that times all these other nations. Okay. And they probably got more than that. America is going to be thoroughly burnt. Thoroughly. All right. So I'm gonna go to Revelation 17, and we're gonna close out on that. Revelation 17. It says, and there came up the 7 angels which had 7 vials, and talketh with me, and saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show you the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And this is twofold. It's waters also represents people, and waters also represents the waters around this place. All right, because you got many oceans around, or many lakes, oceans, and rivers around America. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit down with upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. This is the beast system. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and pearls and stones, with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. All right, and upon her forehead was written, Mystery Babylon, the great mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. All right, so Babylon is the abomination of the earth, and Babylon is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. That's how it's going to happen. And you're going to have many different nations shooting the missiles on this place. All right? So, I just want to do a quick video on that. I'm going to go ahead and end it by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakar Kodesh. Until the next time I say Shalom.